Hello, this is Zach with MagicGatheringStrat.com. I am in a standard daily going into round 2 with Mono Green Devotion. We lost round 1 to Jund Planeswalkers. Game 3, he had the curve of Elvish Mystic into Mizium Mortars on 5, into Garruk's, the 7-mana Garruk on 6, and there wasn't a lot we could do. I most likely misplayed to get to that point. However, I'm not sure where yet. This is the deck we are playing. I'm going to fix the name because it's bothering me. That's Mono Gren Devotion, not Mono Green Devotion. That hand looks god-awful. I saw no acceleration and a Hornet Queen in it, which generally doesn't bode well for us. This one. Yeah, so the average converted mana cost of our hand is something like 5. And we have no acceleration. And no second land. This is one of the easiest mulligans you can get with the deck. This hand's solid. It's obviously not the greatest hand ever, but it's going to do things. We'll see what our opponent leads on. Swamp into Thoughtseize. Our hand's going to do less. Much less. Elvish Mystic? Oh. Lovely how that works. You Thoughtseize a card, I draw the exact same card right back. You can go Pack Rat here and make us cry. Hey, we're not crying. I feel pretty good about not crying. I don't like crying. We're protected from Devour Flesh, but Bile-Blight will still get our Voyaging Satyr. Yep. The fact that a lot of lists have switched to Bile-Blights since last time I was playing this deck is not good for us. Is he going to be on Lifebane, Bile-Blight, and Thoughtseize? Okay, Sign in Blood. That's fine. I honestly think we just have to Chord for 1 here at the end of his turn. We can't afford to just not be able to cast Eidolon next turn, and Genesis Hydra for 1 will give us a 4 in 51 odds of hitting a Elvish Mystic, which is not very good odds. Because of the fact we're going to cast Chord, we can't attack with the Burning Tree Emissary. We don't want to see a Desecration Demon here. He casts a Desecration Demon. We're going to Chord for 1. No, I don't want to tap Desecration Demon here. Land? Come on, land. Okay. There are worse draws. We're just going to have to take 6 from this Desecration Demon. Which is unfortunate because we're against the mono-black variant, wherein Gary is a very real card against us. We can't... Against, like, black-white variants, we can generally actually afford just to take all the way down to 2 versus Desecration Demon, but against mono-black, we just can't. They'll Gary us to death, and then we're going to be sad. Underworld Connection is actually a card that we're fine with him playing. We race it quite easily. There's our best answer to the Desecration Demon. Okay. We're in this one. Trying to decide if we want to sacrifice the Desecration Demon. We could sacrifice Elvish Mystic, or... Well, Elvish Mystic actually creates the same amount of devotion as Burning Tree Emissary in effect, because it taps for mana. So the only thing sacking Elvish Mystic over Burning Tree would do is make us more vulnerable to Bile-Blight. But if he has Bile-Blight, he's already going to Bile-Blight the Eidolon Blossom, so we might want the 2-power attacker instead. Yeah, I'm going to buy that logic. We want the 2-power attacker. Bile-Blight Eidolon. Oh, Devour Flesh. Okay. Alright, Devour Flesh? Okay. He got us good. We really just want to keep building Devotion here. So we're just going to Genesis Hydra for 3 here. Hopefully hit a Courser, which hits a land. But, that is unlikely. Ah, we hit nothing. He's starting to get low on life, so we're just going to keep pressuring him with the Eidolons and such. I say in my article later this week that you almost never want to -3 a Garrick. This next turn here might be actually an exception. I really want to build my Devotion up more, but casting Hornet Queen might not be the best way of doing that. Depending on what he casts here, Pack Rat. Okay. I don't think we want to sack the Desecration Demon. We're just going to take the 7. Oh. Okay, he's decided he is on defense, which is good news for us. We hit Burning Tree Emissary, which allows us to make 8 mana. I still think we just want to Garrick. -3. Choose yes, put in Hornet Queen. We can attack with exactly Genesis Hydra here, because he can make his rats into 2/2s. But I don't think we want to sack anything, no. I think we're actually just happy sitting back now. He has a few too many targets to try to overload with his removal. Pack Rat puts on pressure on us, but can only put pressure on us by discarding cards. And Hornet Queen's actually our best answer to Desecration Demon, Pack Rat. His only way of 1-for-1 it. He can't 1-for-1 it. His only way of dealing with it is to 2-for-2 it. I mean 2-for-1 it, which is good for us when he's down to 3 cards. He also needs to deal with this Garrick, which is far from easy right now. Because if he has a Hero's Downfall, then we get to just cast this giant Genesis Hydra next turn. Gary would deal 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, put us to 8. So, like, a double Gary plan could be good. Oh, jeez. He's going low. Ugh. Okay, Lifebane was good there. We win, though, but... Okay, so versus Mono Black Devotion, we bring in Peregrination, Arbor Colossus, take out Soul. I don't actually feel like we win the fight over Underworld Connection, so I don't even bother to fight it. Like, I don't think it's that relevant of a fight to be having. I cut exactly 1 land. Yeah. We leave in 1 Nylea. Actually, I forgot we have Hunter's Prowess. We're going to try that out this match. Going to cut Nylea. She actually doesn't do much in the matchup. We leave in the 1 Nylea's Disciple because sometimes you just need some life gain to get out of the range of Gary once you're already in a commanding position. So having the 1 of is fine. If I boarded correctly, I also took out the Court of Callings because they're simply too expensive in a matchup where we're going to be highly disrupted. Yeah, this hand is insanely unkeepable. So is this hand. This hand has land and a Burning Tree. Thoughtseize is pretty bad versus us this game. Ooh, gotta love the second Nykthos on the Mull to 5. Games like this, we really just want to see, well... Oh, he's got nothing going on either. I see no reason to run out the Burning Tree here. He could Lifebane us and take it, but... Um, the fact that it basically just adds as a free devotion on a specific turn makes it worth holding on to. Because the points we're beating down for here wouldn't really matter that much. Okay, that's a Desecration Demon. We're running it out now because we want to protect the Voyaging Satyr from Devour Flesh. Next turn we have 6 mana, so we can cast a Garruk if we draw it. We're protected from Thoughtseize and Lifebane Zombie right now, which is good. We're just going to take 6. We have way too little resources to be sacrificed into the demon. If he has the Demon Gary draw this game... Oh, God. Okay. That happens. 5, 6, 7. So if we draw Hornet Queen next turn, we're in this. Assuming he doesn't have another Drown in Sorrow. He could easily just go Gary. We're dead. We're very unlikely to win the game from this position. Okay, so he's not Garying us. Alright, you got your Lifebane. Our outs are few and far between. This is sort of an out. And that's not going to cut it. On to game 3. Yeah, knowing he has the Drown in Sorrows... Try to see if I want to change my boarding plan at all. I don't think I do. Makes Hornet Queen much worse. But this is for blue-white only. Soul of New Phyrexia isn't really what we want here. Yeah. I think we just gotta submit and hope we don't mull down to 5 again. So this hand has double Accelerant. One of which survives Drown Sorrow, which is good. We have a bit more top end than we'd like in our initial opener. But Genesis Hydra actually works fine as a 2 or 3 mana ramp spell. I mean 5 or 6 basically. Thoughtseize is probably going to take the Caryatid. If he takes threats, I'm more than happy. But I think this hand he could probably easily fight over our mana and stop us from doing anything. Yeah, it looks like he's going to just fight our mana. Ugh. We probably can't run on our Voyaging Satyr into the Drown in Sorrow that's most likely in his hand. Yeah, now he's fighting over threats. Drew the worst land in the deck. We're actually just going to attack here. I don't want to play into Drown in Sorrow / Bile Blight if I can help it. Really like to draw Peregrination. Alright, that's Lifebane Zombie. Okay. Now we might have something going on. That's not a land. We might just be forced into Genesis Hydrating for 2 next turn. Like, we're just developing way too slowly. Desecration Demon, Hero's Downfall, some deal on those lines. I can make this smaller. Underworld Connections, okay. It's actually really good for us. Because if we both get to play our own games, I think we're favored. Whew. So knowing the top is a miss, I don't think we can Genesis Hydra here. We're far too likely to miss. Now next turn we actually have quite a bit of mana. I don't think we're at Hornet Queen level mana yet, but you could have the Bile Blight, you could have the Drown Sorrow, which would suck. But to some degree we have to play into them because we really have to force him to start doing something. Like, we can't just let him sit back and play threats and not deal with our stuff. Like, we have to make him deal with our stuff. Because if this is like... yeah, okay. The issue is Hornet Queen's really bad against Drown Sorrow as well. Okay, so he's Thoughtseize, yes. He's probably going to take Genesis Hydra. If he takes... oh, Hornet Queen. So he doesn't have a Drown in Sorrow? That's how I interpret that. How much can we cast Genesis Hydra for next turn? So we have 4 Devotion, so each time we untap Nykthos, we net 2. I don't feel like counting. Let's find out. So that's 4. Six. 8. I feel like we win this game by hitting a Garruk, so I'm actually going to play this Nykthos in hand. I have to choose a Nykthos to keep. I want that one. Okay. Going big. 8. Beautiful. Elvish Mystic, Courser? And another Genesis Hydra on top. We are in this. So, if he pre-combat kills Garruk, we'll let him hit us, most likely. Well, actually, no, that'd be really greedy. Because at this point, Gary is pretty close to lethal. If he Hero's Downfalls our Genesis Hydra, we're happy because that means we're going to get untapped with Garruk. But if he Hero's Downfalls Garruk, then we're just going to sack Voyaging Satyr. Next turn, just have a ton of mana. Alright, so he's being smart and wait until post-combat. Sacrifice that. I don't know if he can actually attack here. Yeah, because we have 10 on the backswing. Okay, he has Gary. He has a plan. Or he has Pack Rat? Okay, I'm confused about his plan. Thought I understood his plan there for a moment. So we're going to play this land off the top. Gain a life. +5. Hit Nylea's Disciple. Courser of Crewfix. Okay. So at this point, we actually really want to hit an Nylea's Disciple. Because I feel like one of the few ways we can lose this game now is, him having... Ugh. I'm so bad. Did not think this through. Okay, so we have a lot less mana this turn now. Top 7 hopefully hit it. So we missed. Garruk doesn't do anything. Courser just provides an R big butt. We probably just want an R big butt. Because he has 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's 1 short of Garying us right now. So yeah, we'll take the Courser. And we'll get a big butt in play. We're going to force him to chump here, most likely. attacking with both of these. Fee Hero's downfall is the Genesis Hydra. I'm happy with that. It's one less pack rat. He actually has to block. I think we might have tied him up just enough on resources here. And I think what he did wrong was essentially just didn't pick which fight he wanted to try to win. He can either try to disrupt our mana or our threats. If you choose both, you leave yourself vulnerable to the other one. In this case, he first decided to take Caryatid, and then decided to take Arbor Colossus. Now, we know he decided to take Arbor Colossus because he has Desecration Demon. And he doesn't want to have us just answer his Desecration Demon threat with an Arbor Colossus. However, by going this route, he allowed us to continue to accelerate with things like Genesis Hydra. And then the problem became, when he took Hornet Queen, he reveals to us that he doesn't have Drown in Sorrow. Because Hornet Queen gets just answered for one with Drown in Sorrow. He could Gary us here. We're going to sacrifice the demon not to get Garried. We're going to sacrifice an Elvish Mystic.